What's up, peoples? Welcome to Lord of the Baldur's Gate 3. It's kind of like the Lord of the Dance, except with sex with weird computer-generated characters, you know? It's just how that game rolls. We don't do that stuff here. This is a clean game. Nothing dark, nothing strange, nothing, you know. We like to keep it clean because it's my motto. Keep it clean. It's my motto. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here. Lord of the Rings, part 4 of 5 of the Twilight Keep. It's starting to smell like the end. This is the end. Thanks so much for joining us. Very excited to get back into this and see what this crazy GM was very clean as prepped for our players who are very, very naughty. Speaking of naughty, look at these faces as they appear on screen all around me. Ta-da! These, my friends, are the face of people who'd rather be playing Baldur's Gate 3. Except for Ty.
Not true. Though I am obsessed. I've been looking forward to this ever since the session ended last week.
And I wouldn't say I don't want to play Baldur's Gate. It's just not going to happen for me.
Ty's in there going, I just want to play some Pinnacle.
I do that too.
How's everybody doing?
So good.
Yeah.
Again, not too shabby.
Not too shabs.
Yep,
I like that. That's like
a couple of weeks ago was my 1-year anniversary of my Anduin tattoo.
Oh.
And so that was a big deal for me. It was wonderful.
She got another one, a matching one on the other arm.
I'm getting one in Dwarvish, but it's going to be the initials of me and my husband and our cats.
Oh my God, that's cute.
I just need the money.
You tell people what it means different times every time they ask. What does that mean? Different things. Just tell them.
I'll have a list.
Stone face.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This says Dungeon Mr. Ty.
Right. This is hashtag Driftwind.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let us put this show on because people came here. People paid top dollar to come and see this production. Canadian Tire money, but top dollar nonetheless. Thanks so much for joining us. We are actually going to play this game. Don't worry, we're actually going to play Lord of the Rings. This is what we're here for. This is what we're going to do. But I'm not going to play it alone. I'm going to play with these wonderful people. I would like to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about themselves, who they're playing, and we will start with Erica. What's up, Erica?
Hi. Hello. I'm very excited to be here. I'm Erica Antoine, and I am playing Daywin, who is occasionally, at night turning into a fox, of whom is now lovingly called Nightwind when she is transformed into a fox in the evening. Speaking of, we had a little role play moment that we did, where Daywin announced to everybody through this that her name was changing. I wrote all of that in Elvish to this is what she wanted to be called during the day and what she wanted to be called at night. It was really sweet.
Dedication. That's dedication to the role.
Took a while to translate properly.
Do you do it yourself with a book, or how do you do it?
It was an online. It was on a Tolkien website, and it had the alphabet listed out and what certain things together meant and what they sounded like. So it's as close as possible to Nightwind and Daywin.
Well, there you go.
It was fun.
Yeah. It was a very touching little moment. Also, a very beautiful little moment that involved the other place. It was beautiful. Well done. Next up, it's someone whose name, when you write it out in Elvish, spells Beth. Hey, Beth.
Oh, hi. I wonder what the name is otherwise, if it's Doesn't matter. Hi, I'm Beth, and I'm very excited to be here playing Irving once again, the Hobbit messenger, who is very sweet and very deadly. Yeah, and I'm just excited to see what happens. This game has been a blast. So,
Well, it's because of all of y'all. You're creating this wonderful little adventure, little story with your indelible characters. Thank you very much for that. You okay? You need a fan? You're good?
I'm melting here, but it's fine.
You know, just make sure that you reassemble at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like that in Terminator 2.
Yes.
Speaking of the Terminator, the man who, for several years, during an otherwise undisclosed stint with undisclosed 3-letter agency, was known as the Timinator. Dungeon Mr. Ty. What's up, Ty?
Hey, I learned last time that Senwolf, who is me, playing Senwolf, the Ranger of the North, is intimidating to his allies, and perhaps more intimidating to his allies than to his enemies. I realized.
Special talent.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a double agent. Oh.
Well, yeah. In the, I'm in a game where we are part of the WTF. It's a wrestling organization.
That's a game?
Thunder Brothers, man. No, it's Dungeons and Dragons. But, yeah. But the WTF is the organization that we sometimes get into the ring representing or fighting. Yeah, Thunder Brothers. If plus 10 broadswords in the chat, he can confirm.
Yeah.
Or if Blackmore Flan is around.
I haven't seen Tim in a while. Well, I'm happy to learn that you are part of an organization called the World Tartar Federation. That's seems a little undercooked, but as long as it's working out for you.
It's not Baldur's Gate, but what can I say?
Exactly. What is though?
They're really, that is the question, and we're still trying to find that out.
Yeah.
At least you all are.
I'll we'll get together, Ty, and we'll stream it. You and me.
Awesome.
And we'll just do the romance stuff.
Okay. Oh, I'm down. Yeah. I have my calendar open right now.
There you go. Thank you so much, Ty, for being here and for being as weird as I am. Finally, the person holding all this together, the adult in the room, Aaron. What's up, Aaron?
That is commonly how I'm described. The one holding it all together and/or the adult.
Your reputation precedes you.
Adult?
Adult, like a adult. That's been described to me anyway. Anyway, yes, I am here. Me, Aaron. I am here to play Drifa. Drifa, the dwarf of Durin, who is here for her people, the ones that are gone and the ones that are right here in front of her. The latter maybe being more interesting to her than the former these days. But that's,
you never know.
That's me. You never know. Things happen. You fall
Things
through
go weird.
floors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At a moment's
Weird
notice.
stuff. Who knows?
Welcome to Bleakseason. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here yet again. I always love it when the players don't run away screaming and come back for more. So thank you very much for being here. I'm, of course, Bleakseason. You can find me in all the good places. And I couldn't do this without my good buddy Andy on the production and probably playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now on his Game Boy, whatever. Is that what you play Baldur's Gate 3 on? Thanks so much, Andy, for being here and helping out the production. Always appreciated. The music you'll be hearing tonight is, as always, by Tabletop Audio. Tim from Tabletop Audio does amazing work. Check them out, tabletopaudio.com. Beaucoup free music and a lot of variety and just great stuff. The game we are playing is Lord of the Rings Role-Playing for 5e by Free League Publishing, a port of their One Ring game. You can check out either of those games. They're very, very excellent, as are basically, by and large, just about any Free League products. We love them, and we heartily, that's the word I'm looking for. Is there an English teacher in the house? Heartily endorse them because they make awesome stuff. Who are we? Well, we are Guild Superior, which is not because we feel we're superior to other people. It's just because most of the people who are in the guild come from around the Lake Superior area, just in case you were wondering. If you like coffee
I was
means,
wondering where I was at. So
yeah, that's because of Lake Superior.
You have a different lake by you, Erica.
it's true.
A different large lake.
What lake is that?
The Salt Lake.
Ah, you just kind of stand on that one, right? You don't sink. And was that the Black Sea because of the salt?
Probably.
Yeah, summertime ice skating.
There's a fantastic power metal band from Salt Lake City called Visigoth, and they have a song called Salt Lake City, and it's pretty much of a banger. Like, you should listen to it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah. What else do we got going on? Yes, the guild info is there. If you like coffee memes, like hanging out, please feel free to come and join us. We we hang out and we play games, and that's what we do. If you are interested in if you're interested in joining the game a little bit tonight, helping out the players, you can use bits. With 100 bits, you can buy the player of your choice advantage. This is just a little foreshadowing that there might be a big fight tonight, so maybe they'll need some.
Help us, please.
Help us.
Excuse me?
Excuse me. Yeah. I hope you brought your claws. And tonight we'll be using maps by Animated Dungeon Maps. Do check out Animated Dungeon Maps' work on their Patreon, their website, also available on Drive-Thru RPG. They do amazing work. You'll see some of these maps tonight. They're very, very, very good. Very good. We like the maps. All right, so this has been probably the weirdest, longest, most off-kilter intro we've done since that one weird night when we played the Vault and Andy was asleep and I had to produce, and we were just kind of like, well, whatever, and it was kind of weird like that. But those games end up being some of the best ones. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us begin if everyone's ready.
Always.
Thumbs up. Awesome. Last game, which was last week, you traveled to the Evendim Lake region. You can, if you so wish, check out the little map that is on Owlbear Rodeo 2, which Owlbear Rodeo 2 is awesome also. Check out Owlbear Rodeo 2. You traveled all the way from Fornost in the North Downs to first Anuminas, where you climbed the Western Tower and saw on Lake Evendim the ancient ghost ships traveling towards the tower. You had a bit of an experience, a moment with that, going down through Anuminas after the ruins of the city of the first menu, the Men of the West. You encountered a dead messenger who had a bag with undelivered letters, which Irving decided to take upon himself to deliver when the time was right. You traveled further into the hills of Evendim to the little outpost of two rangers who had been living there for quite some time and had made this area they're kind of little warded lands. Aaron and Banyan. Oh my God, I must have so much trouble with that name. Aaron and Banyan, you spent an afternoon there getting some food into you and warming up, and some of you had a few interesting exchanges with them. It turns out Aaron is pregnant, and Banyan would very much like to leave and perhaps head to to Norvost rather, feeling they've maybe done their duty, and he imposed upon Senwolf upon his return to Norvost to try and get someone to come and relieve them from their post, after which you all headed further north into the hills of Evendim. You are looking for a city called Eskerdale, where supposedly a sage named Ulfrith lives. The sage, reputedly, is very well versed in the lore of the shapeshifters, of the Bjorn men who changed their forms into that of animals, and you're doing this to help. Well, at this point, we don't know exactly what Daywin is going to want, but the idea is that Daywin is part of a very ancient elves, a race of elves who had the ability to shapeshift into fox, but gave it up so that they could regain the immortality of the elves. Now Daywin is kind of stuck in that she can control her transformation. During the day, she is her elven self, and at night, she is Nightwind, the silver fox. We also discovered last game that Nightwind can talk telepathically with Irving when Irving is holding the little bracer that Daywin used to wear.
So cute.
We also discovered that, unbeknownst to anyone, including himself, Senwolf is a major artistic talent, one for the ages, in fact.
Yeah, pot-bellied horses all day long, but yep. I can draw a fox like nobody's business.
You're the Fox King.
That is true.
You are now heading into the hills of Evendim. You've been told that Eskerdale is a bit of a strange city, that there's a strange pall perhaps over it, that there's some mysteriousness. The inhabitants of the town are very closed off, very suspicious of strangers. You've been told to be very careful how you approach them. But you've also been told that should you see sign of a white stag along the way, that that may be a good omen for you, that Ulfrith is known to, I don't want to say worship, but Ulfrith is known to be tied to the beast, and that it may help your cause should you encounter such a wondrous beast in the hills. You have set off from the farmstead where Aaron and Banyan live, traveling north, having gotten directions sort of to where Eskerdale is. It's not very far. It's but a few days of light travel. Almost as soon as you set off, the bad weather starts to setting. It starts to snow. It was very near winter, and you are getting further and further north. By the end of the day of travel, you're getting a fair amount of snow that is coming in, and the wind has turned kind of bitter and cold. I would like all of you to, or whoever wishes, to make an explore roll, and let's see if you can find a good place to camp out. Now, because you don't know the area, because the Evendim Hills are kind of weird, because of the weather, I'm going to give you all disadvantage, but you all can roll.
Okay. Explore.
I'm going to use an inspiration to break even on this.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's a 7.
15.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2.
Make that 8.
So what do we have?
17. I put my dice back. I think it was like a 15.
15, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Daywin manages to find a spot for y'all to get some rest that night just before she transforms into a silver fox. But before this happens, if you wish, you can either just say that you all want to just go to bed and pick up the next morning. But if there's anything you would like to do, if there's anyone who wants to talk to anyone, please feel free to do so now. Daywin, you can totally take the time to, we can totally say you stopped early enough that if you want to chat with people before you transform, you can. What would you like to do?
Daywin does have one thing she wants to say.
Okay.
Please don't let me eat so many fireflies. That's all I ask. And then she's suddenly a fox now.
Oh. She has so much fun doing it, though.
She does. She does. It's how many more of those sweet buns do you have? Maybe those will distract her. Or any other
I
kind
don't
of
have
thing
many
like
left.
that.
I'm gonna say roll a d6 minus 2. Yeah, because the
Oddly
other day someone
specific.
said I think it's the last one or something like that. So
We have -1 buns.
I don't know how that's possible.
This
So
weather
those two-
probably won't allow for much in the way of bugs anyway.
Yep.
So I don't think that's a problem. I'd also like to mention that Sunwolf now has a twig with a flower growing at the end of it that is hanging from a leather cord at his neck.
Oh,
So soft.
My inspiration.
inspiration. What else would anyone like to do before we check to see just how exhausted you are as you traveled recently? And we didn't do the exhaustion check at first because you had stopped at the farmstead, but now that you are kind of back out into the wilds and have finally really stopped, we will check to see what your level of exhaustion is. But before we do that, if you have anything else you want to do or any other discussions you want to have, please just sort of let me know. And if you don't have any specific discussions or whatnot you want to do, just give me a quick description of sort of what your character does. It's very cold. You found shelter from the snow, maybe like in some sort of like rocky overhang. So you're underneath that. You've managed to build a fire for yourself. There's a little bit of wind, not too much. At least it's dry and the snow's not coming into where you are. It's fixing to be a cold night. I will say you certainly have enough blankets and whatnot. Aaron and Banyan would have given you stuff if you didn't have enough with you. So you have like extra wool blankets and gloves and socks and things of that nature. So yeah, if you want have any sort of chat, please do. If not, just give me a little description of what your character does in the evening while waiting to fall asleep.
There is one thing.
Irving. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say one thing that actually Drifa would want to have talked to Damon before. She warned us about the fireflies and became
we
a
can
fox.
still do that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
now I'm Daywin.
At some point as we are like getting ready to as we're like, put intensive or whatever, how to say it, Daywin, so I never had the chance to ask you, Daywin, what did you think of the tower view? Did you get a good look before you turned?
I did. I wish I could have stayed my day self longer. The colors are very different when you're another animal species. But my God, it was like looking at warm light. It just fills the soul. One of the most incredible things I've ever experienced.
Yeah. It's fill the soul is a good way to put it. I felt it was certainly something that is very beautiful, a rare beautiful sight, something that
Yes.
maybe we don't see too often, at least.
Yes. Have you seen anything like that before?
Like that, not quite. I have seen some lovely things out here, though. I could say that for sure.
I have too. It's been wonderful.
Yes.
Your beard looks fantastic, by the way.
Oh,
Nice and even.
Is it actually?
It is. I would not. No, I would lie to you, but in this instance, I would not lie to you. It is even. It's very important.
I'll take your word for it this time.
Well, I have something that could make it better. And she searches along the ground and picks up a little white flower and just puts it in like one of the little sections of the braid. There you go.
Thank you.
Livens it up a bit.
Oh, I have to admit, it's quite nice.
Yes. Glad you like it.
Then Wolf's
And then-
moving past as you're having this conversation, is like moving things around, looks over. Dreyfleet, you have a frost flower in your beard.
Doesn't it look nice? It's Daywin gave it to me.
Yes.
Oh, in that case, it looks good.
Decoration.
Very good. I thought it was weeds, but no, now I see it.
It still might be a weed, but it's a flower nonetheless.
Oh, a frost flower is a weed, but the flower
That's true.
part is elegant enough.
I think it still counts.
I just wanted you to know, but you do, so carry on.
Do. Anyways.
Otherwise, from that point, unless you had something specific to say, Drifa might make it a reason to go tend to her gear after that.
I like that, because that's probably when she'll turn to everyone and be like, don't let me eat fireflies.
There it
And
is.
turns into Nightwind.
Irving, are you warm enough?
You see Irving has taken sort of his oversized cloak and has wrapped it around like when a kid takes their hoodie and puts it over their knees, and he's like all bundled up and sitting as close to the fire as is reasonable. But he doesn't look uncomfortable. He just looks like he's extra cozy. We did pretty well for ourselves here. I think we're going to be all right for the night.
Yeah. We'll be fine. I just want to make sure that your clothes that are wet are put by the flame to warm them up.
Good idea.
Keep them dry,
Okay.
yeah.
Set to doing that. And I think the rest of the time, he's certainly going to eavesdrop on that conversation that happened. But I think he's very serious about being available to translate for Nightwind. So I think he'll just sort of stay up and pay attention until it's really the moment when everyone's going to sleep, and then he'll allow himself to rest.
Oh, don't say anything to Drifa about the flower in her beard. It's there on purpose. And
Yeah, it was a gift.
I
It's
didn't
very
realize
nice.
at first. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Don't keep talking about it though, because now you're making it weird.
Am I?
Yeah, just a little
All right.
bit. It's okay.
I'll smoke. And I'll take out the pipe that I got from Banyan and bean in and have a smoke. But by the entrance to the shelter, so.
So it's a little unusual, but could I have everyone roll a d20 for me?
Yes.
Is that the amount of damage they take when you attack them in the middle of the night?
Oh no.
Better not be.
Gonna be better than that.
15.
Okay.
16.
7 for me.
You win. Whoever had the lowest roll is who Nightwind is gonna cuddle up with at night because
It's fate.
she's cold. It is fate.
This roll was fixed, wasn't it?
So
All right,
you
chat,
said
time to ship
that
it.
she won, but I think we all won. Quite
It's true. In our hearts, we all win.
The shippers
Yeah.
out there.
Yep.
Drifa even would have gone so far. I mean, to have, when going to sleep herself, actually made a spot. Didn't actually say anything to Nightwind or anything specific, but there's like a cozier spot. It wasn't just kind of chance, like just in case,
In case
that's
she
how it
came
happened.
by.
In case she came by, yeah.
Opens up her beard and just
Come on in.
Tuck me in.
That's so
The-
cute.
Nightwind's head sticking out of the beard.
Oh my gosh. Fan art right now.
Fan art. Yes.
Mhm.
Get on it.
Fenwolf posts up closest to the entrance in order to make good use of his guardianship.
As you settle in for the evening, then I would ask all of you. So when we did the journey, I remember there was one thing I told you to take note of. I think it was a +2. I said fatigue at some point. One of the events.
-2, wasn't it?
-2. All right, so that's excellent. So I need everyone to give me a saving throw, con saving throw with a DC of 10.
Nine.
Oh no. 14.
14.
I'm muted again. I keep doing this to myself today. So anyway, I got 5. I rolled a 20 and it hit the boundary of the little digital box and flopped over to a 2.
Fate.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, those of you who didn't make the saving throw, unfortunately, you are exhausted by the trip. You have disadvantage on ability checks on your attacks and saving throws, and your speed is halved.
Oh, okay.
Rough night at the opera.
One of you has a cold and you gave it to the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
So who won the cuddle game?
I didn't anymore.
You win by not playing.
Basically.
As you settle in for the night, I would ask Nightwind, before Nightwind falls into deep sleep, what does Nightwind dream or think about? What are like the last few images that go through Nightwind's head? Aside from, man, I'm really more tired than I thought.
Yeah. It's a lovely dream again tonight. And it's more of kind of like the vision and other things that they saw the other day, filled with green fireflies everywhere. And so it's kind of like replaying a really lovely memory with some playfulness added to it.
I would like to say that Irving and Senwolf both share this dream. On this
Ooh. Okay.
I dig that.
You go to sleep.
Dream.
Sorry. Sorry, what?
Usually, I don't dream. This is very unusual.
Yeah, does this like overlap with our own dreams? Like double exposed?
No, it's just sort of like, you know, in that moment before you kind of truly fall asleep, like kind of the last thing you remember sort of thing, you have just this sort of short vision of Nightwind sitting atop that tower and looking at these ships coming in with these green fireflies sort of buzzing all around. And as Nightwind's sitting there and this is happening, you see a shadow looming suddenly over Nightwind, almost come from your point of view almost. And Nightwind, you see Nightwind's head sort of turn to look expectantly over their shoulder, like they're expecting someone, and then for a second there's a look of surprise. You, beyond that, all have very agitated, very strange dreams. You are certain you wake up several times throughout the night. You know, like when you're sick and you wake up and you're kind of shivering, but you're kind of half asleep, not half asleep, and you're covered in sweat and you're hot and cold kind of at the same time. You all kind of experience something similar to that. You have almost this sense of a lot of time passing. Like you can almost see yourselves almost in the third person, all asleep now around this little campfire in this little, under this rock overhang, and you can see the shadows move as the sun rises and starts going down again. You are awoken, Daywin, when you feel kind of like a tremor, and you feel almost as if the earth is speaking to you. And you see brief images of what you sort of recognize as orcs. There are dark warriors with curved blades and black steel helmets, and sort of all kind of running and sort of moving in on something. You get this quick glimpse of a figure in a green cloak, spinning around with a sword in hand, and another quick image of a white stag lying on the ground. You wake up Daywin in Daywin form, as the earth is whispering this to you. And you can feel this sort of sense that some darkness or shadow is moving nearby.
Who wakes me up?
You wake up
Just on my own?
on your own, just as like
Okay.
all these images are coming to you, and you feel the earth speaking to you.
Daywin gets a really confused, almost angry look on her face, and will kind of open up her tent area and look around to see if anybody is out there, whether that be a member of the party or the
You
shadow.
see your three companions asleep, even whoever is supposed to be on guard at this point. They're all kind of really kind of curled up into their cloaks. When you wake up, you're kind of covered in sweat and just like, you know, like you've been ill maybe or something. And as you sort of look around, you notice right away by the position of the sun that it's maybe 30 minutes before dusk settles in again.
Daywin's gonna go over to wherever Senwolf is.
Senwolf, you have been having these disturbing dreams of these strange dark warriors running through the forest, and you see what at first you think maybe is you, but then isn't, and you see this warrior with a green cloak. And these images are all just sort of jumbled in your head, and you kind of just come out of them as Daywin wakes you up.
And goes,
What?
I'm so sorry, but I think the white stag has been killed. Do you feel it? Do you feel anything? Any weird dreams like the earth is speaking to me in ways that it never has before?
Don't want to concern you, but the shadows seem to be moving in this area.
Yes.
I have had disturbing dreams, and yet the sun has not even set.
I don't even know if time has stopped or if it's completely a new day. I don't have long, but I saw somebody with a flowing green cloak, dark warriors, the stag on the ground, and just shadows everywhere.
I saw the warrior, yeah.
What is it Strider? Maybe?
Maybe it is, but there is something else going on that
No.
Let me look outside. And I'll
Yes,
stand
yes,
up
yes.
quickly and go out and assess if I can tell if time's passed. Did we lose a day?
Well, it's definitely earlier than it was when you went to bed, but it becomes kind of difficult to tell because the weather is very similar. It's not snowing right now, but it's looking a bit cold, but you certainly feel hunger in your belly, like you haven't eaten in a day.
I'll come back in. We have lost time. Let's wake the others and assess what needs to happen. We should eat. Let me stoke the fire.
Yes.
And I'll get to building the fire back up.
And I don't have much time before I'm foxing. Well, I can still speak through Irving, but I'll see what I can do. And I'll go round up the others.
Irving is having the same dream of these strange dark warriors running around and the warrior in the green cloak.
He'll kind of wake with a start when you go to wake him up.
You're hungry.
Definitely out of sorts.
Definitely hungry.
So hungry.
I know.
And sweaty.
And she's also just kind of like all sweaty. I know. Same visions here. Sunwolf as well. We need to go talk. You'll understand when we go outside.
Okay. And he'll just start getting ready and go out there.
You wake Drifa? Drifa, you didn't have that dream.
Well, that's great, actually. I'm personally glad to hear that, because if I had anything else go wrong last night, then I just wouldn't be able to hang. I wake up freezing. It is way too cold, which is the first thing that I say when I get woken up. That's one thing about a good mountain home is never have to do any of this blasted snow everywhere. Didn't
Snow
get
is
a wink
rather
of
nice,
sleep last
but
night.
having protection is nice. Listen, you're not all sweaty.
No, it is way too cold for that.
Did you have any weird dreams, shadows, green cloaks?
This one's brown. Nothing else. No other dreams or anything. Is
No, you're
everything
also
all right?
hungry, like it's been 24 hours, but you didn't have...
Yes, I'm hungry. I'm kind of miserable, to be
Kind of
honest. with you.
famished, yeah?
It-
And she just like opens the like door to the tent and just like has this dumb smile.
And the sun just reflecting off all that white out there is... It's the worst.
Do you recognize what time it might be? And what time we went to bed? And how hungry you are? And how much bigger my scar has gotten? Anyways, that has nothing to do with it.
You were, I think it was Irving and Drifa who were miserable. Right,
I'm miserable.
your shadow score had
Daily.
gone up to your... Who was it?
Oh, I'm
It was Daywin and Drifa.
Yeah.
They went
That
in
froze
Reaper.
last night, or were cold.
Yeah, so do remember that, like, if you're miserable, if your shadow score is the equivalent to your half your wisdom score, or between half your wisdom score and your wisdom score, you're miserable. As you
Yikes.
feel the encroachment of shadow sort of everywhere around you.
think that I'm like one away from that.
I seem to recall there were two people, but
I did get exhausted.
yeah, but that was
That's it.
last game that we figured out who was.
Oh, then yeah, it wasn't me.
With me.
I kind of see. Yeah, it couldn't have been Irving either, because Irving is a hobbit, and it's much harder for hobbits is to become miserable.
Yeah, 'cause
Sunwolf
I
has no shadow.
And mine's
Okay.
only one as well, I think. It did start to climb for us, and then we were able to bring it all down.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, awesome.
Mhm.
Daywin, have you woken the others? Everyone, fellows, come out.
Out. And she'll hold out her hand for you to like just to get up. Her hand lingers just like a tad too long. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
So you all kind of gather outside, start picking up your stuff and kind of getting ready. Go ahead, Senwolf, as you're sort of stepped outside and are taking a look around. Go ahead and give me a nature roll.
Nature.
Sure.
You have advantage.
I don't know if you added your modifier, but your proficiency bonus went up, so your skills with proficiency would go up by 1 also.
Yeah, I did increase that, and I have advantage because of my cloak.
Lucky.
Well, that's 15.
Not too far from here, a little bit further north, you distinctly feel more than hear You get a sense of conflict, of shadow moving, of nature itself sort of like recoiling at something unnatural happening, and some sort of conflict happening. It's almost kind of like you can hear the clash of weapons and people screaming, but you can't. But it's almost like nature is transporting these sounds and these feelings over to you, on the wind and through the leaves moving, and so on and so forth. And you feel pretty certain that fairly close from here to here, a little bit further north, there's something happening.
I had set out food for everyone, but I ready my bow and say, there is a disturbance not far from here. I have to go. If you wish to stay, I don't blame you, but I have to go.
I'm coming.
Can't leave anyone behind. Just we can eat and run.
Eat and run sounds good.
I'll lead the way, and I'll head in that direction as best I can determine it.
So a lot of you sort of trying to just eat some things sort of on the run and pulling all your stuff together, and your pack start running up towards the north. Go ahead, everyone, and let's have everyone give me. I'm going to need from Ty an explore roll, and then have everyone, including Ty, give me a perception roll.
Should I not include my modifier, or should I?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, but you roll at disadvantage, eh?
Yep.
All of us?
No, just the people who had exhaustion, which is 35.
Right.
10 on the
An
explore
18
roll.
and a nat 20. I'm so bad.
10 on the explore roll, and?
So I got an 18 and a 20, so it's 18. 23.
Was the other one perception?
Yeah, perception.
17 on that.
Beth?
30, 20.
Okay. And Aaron?
Just the perception for me, right? That's also a dirty 20.
Right. So very quickly, all of you start hearing the sounds of steel hitting steel, people screaming, the gurgles of people dying, definitely the sound of combat sort of being joined. However, you kind of get disoriented a little bit in the forest as you're trying to run through, and you kind of lose your way a little bit, unfortunately, Senwolf, and the sound is kind of coming from a few different directions, and it's kind of weird around here, and it's just sort of bouncing at you. So it takes a little bit of time before you kind of reorient yourself. Eventually, you arrive at an area, and you kind of come up a little bit sort of higher behind it. And what you see, if you want to turn here to Owlbear, you see a pool of water surrounded, and it's a little bit sort of lower. It's in kind of a crater maybe, or something like that. And inside that crater, you see the body of an elk, which is still moving, but it's on the ground and it's bloodied. It's got arrows sticking out of it. You see a group of orcs sort of surrounding this pit, and some of them are jeering and sort of screaming, and there's a couple of them that are in the pit. There's 3 of them right now at the center of this pit. So you see a number of orcs. At the center of this pit is a human in a green cloak who has a sword out and is trying to fight off these orcs that are trying to encircle him, and have been hunting out this elk, apparently, that's got a couple of black arrows sticking out of its side. When you arrive on the scene, this is what I will say. So because of your explore roll, I am not going to, if you had gotten a success in your explore roll, I would have let you come in at it from whichever angle and wherever you want. Okay, but since your explore roll was off, I'm going to have you roll a d4, Senwolf, and that will kind of dictate which angle you come from, and you're going to have to kind of deal with that.
One.
So you're going to come in up here from the northwest. Okay, so we will say that you are Oops. Where are you? You are here. So I'm going to sort of just put you there. You still have some leeway. As long as you're kind of coming in from this quadrant, you can sort of come in however you want. Okay? Daewin, you look up to the sky, and you can see off on the horizon, the sun is just about to disappear, and the moon's already up on the other side. You know you don't have a lot of time. Could I get someone in chat, please, to roll me a d6?
Come on, chat.
Exclamation point and d6 will let you roll a d6 for us. Yeah, this is a map by Animated Dungeon Maps 3. Thank you. We'll take note of that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Everyone, please roll initiative.
Oh boy. I don't know why I'm surprised.
You do not roll disadvantage on the initiative, however.
I didn't need to.
Oh no. It's a 15 for Irving.
Give me one.
Irving, we're twinsies today on everything.
These rolls
just
today.
on the same level, man.
Yeah, we are the butt kickers too.
How close are we to nighttime?
Any moment.
The not one fits. No.
Distracted by fireflies.
15 for Irving.
Nightwind, get out of the pool.
Fenwolf.
15.
Drifa.
6.
Daewin.
With advantage. I had advantage and I still rolled a 2 and a 3.
Wow.
Oh no.
Daewin. What was your?
So I was looking at my character sheet. What am I rolling again?
Your initiative.
Oh yeah, that was in that one.
You have a modifier though?
Initiative.
Okay.
I think so.
So you can, as I was saying, anywhere within this kind of quadrant, you can sort of have your character kind of appear and go wherever you want in that area. Okay. If you come close to these two, I'll probably have you make a stealth roll just to see if they notice that you've arrived. Okay.
I put myself here. Where's my point?
Well, so let's do this. Let's back you up for a second over here. And then as you get your initiative, you can sort of decide where you want to be. Okay, and then we'll start. So Senwolf and Irving, which one of you two has the highest dexterity?
I got an 18 total.
Your dexterity score is 18. Let me see. Where's my? Oh, mine's 13. Yeah.
All right. So Irving, you will go first.
Okay.
Where would you like to arrive, or do you even arrive? Do you hang back? Do you hide? What do you want to do?
A hobbit never hides. Actually, they do all the time, but not this
all the time.
Irving will. He's been having great success sneaking and stealth killing. So I think he'll try to.
Erica, what browser are you using?
Rome.
That's weird.
Yeah. I don't know why it keeps happening.
We're killing these orcs, right? That's happening. That's
yeah.
Non-negotiable. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to sneak up behind this guy.
All right, give me a stealth check. Give
Let's
me
do
a
it.
stealth check.
All right, I've got a +7 to my stealth. And that is a 5 for a total of 12.
All right. Well, that orc does not notice you coming, even with you're really not satisfied with your stealth. Like at 12, you're you're hearing
snapping some twigs.
Oh yeah, just everything. The fact that he hasn't turned around is just because I rolled a 5 on his perception. That's the only reason that. And he's like kind of jeering. He's got a spear, and you can see that he's kind of like, as he's screaming, he's kind of looking for an opportunity to launch that spear in there. You can see at the bottom, there's about maybe a foot of water at the bottom of this hole, and there's this ranger of the north there who is sort of alone and kind of trying to fight off 3 of these guys. You can see on some sides, a couple more of the orcs are trying to kind of get down there. What do you do?
I will, as I sneak over, I'm holding my short sword, and I've got my Uncle Brogan's nail trimmer dagger in my offhand. And with that dagger in my hand, I get advantage on my sword strike. So I'm going to attack him with my sword. And since we leveled up, our attack bonus is higher. Oof, okay, so I rolled a 16 plus 6. 22 to hit. I think it might hit. Um, 22 to hit?
That hits. That totally hits.
Okay, and so I've got my... Do I get sneak attack on this?
Of course you do. He has no clue you're there.
Just
Go to
checking.
town. Go to town.
All right, so that is 11 points of damage to
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Come up on him. Do you do an offhand attack?
I used my
the
offhand to get
special
advantage on that.
All right, awesome. He turns around, he sees you, he's like, Hobbit! And
It's fine.
but that'll be in a moment. Senwolf.
Senwolf is I moved to sugar my pointer. I moved to this tree here for partial cover.
Mm-hmm.
And fire first at the one just below me.
Okay, he's has partial cover too, because he's actually kind of clinging to the side and he's going down the side of it. So you kind of just see his head and shoulder and the top of his body as he's trying to climb down the side of this crater.
Fine, then I'll close my eyes for a moment and feel the power of the bow. And say the seek. And use my magic
Success.
Attack. Magical success.
Nice.
Do I have to roll for that?
Nope.
Shall I roll damage?
You can totally roll damage.
All right. So it's max die plus 1 die, right?
Yep.
15. Let me double check it, make sure that's total. 16.
Right, well, he is bloodied. And a lot of you see Senwolf take this completely, he whispers something, and then he takes this completely impossible shot. It's almost like his arrow kind of curves a little bit in the air and hits this arc. He's going down, and he falls back and splashes in the water with this arrow there planted in him. Amazing shot. In the bottom of the lake, the ranger seems to take a heart from what appears to be, allies arriving, and he steps forward and he kind of presses these orcs a little harder.
One moment. Second attack.
Oh, see, why did you let me go that far before you said that?
Because he's inspired and I was feeling the energy, but
All right.
I'm going to inspire him a little further. Do I have a full shot on this one now, or is he still partially?
Yeah, because of where you are and the fact that he's down. Like, literally, you could shoot at anyone else and not have.
Then I will. I'll follow up with his buddy next to him.
Okay.
That the fellow ranger is fighting, and let loose with my strike from the arrow. Uh-oh. That's a whole 10.
Unfortunately, the reflection of the moon that's kind of really now coming out on the water kind of messes with your aim a little bit, and you just, after this magical shot, you just took the second one whiffs. Completely.
Fine. Then I'll be done for now.
All right. The orcs the one turns on you. Irving's like, Stabby stabs at you. Well, actually misses because he just rolled a 3 with his follow-up attack. It's going to be a 14. Does that hit you?
It does not hit me.
He swings wildly, and you're just like kind of dancing and avoiding as Sarah kind of goes all over the place. The other orcs are kind of pushing in. These ones see that there's action. This one's kind of on the edge of that thing, so he's not too willing to move, but this one's going to come running up here. This one's going to kind of start heading here. This one's going to start climbing up here. These guys are going to start heading down there. All right, another one coming at you live, Irving. Another 3. Wow, that's twice in a row. I've rolled a 3 on my first roll. Ooh, that one's probably going to hit. That's a 23.
Yes.
Sorry, 20.
Yes, that will hit.
All right. And you take 7 points of damage as this curved saber of his just kind of cuts you just as you try to avoid the blow. Drifa. You are muted.
As always, if I can help it. So I'm gonna run over here. This is like a raised. This is elevated where we are, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of shimmy up here. Let's go ahead and use a bonus action, cunning action to hide. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just shimmy up into a little bush and maybe disappear. Let's find out. Oh, this is with disadvantage, though, because I'm exhausted.
Indeed.
Not that it matters.
Oh.
I don't get the nat 20, which is a little heartbreaking, but I did get a 17 on the roll.
All right, so that's excellent. Not a problem. You totally disappear into the bushes. Your exhaustion notwithstanding.
Cool. Okay. So I hide in here, and then from the cover of this bush and the darkness, is this guy... Wait, how do I do that? There's one person over here. This one. Is he standing up high or is he low?
Yeah, he's kind of like on the edge. There's like an old tree trunk there that's kind of broken, and he's standing on the edge of it, and he's got a spear also, and he's kind of like looking to get a shot at something.
I won't give him the chance, hopefully. So I'm going to pull back and loose an arrow.
Go for it.
I'm going to activate one more thing. Since it's dark, right? It's like dim light, darkness, something in that realm. I can do this one time. I can do this 3 times. I'm going to give this attack advantage to balance out my disadvantage with my dark for dark business virtue. The arrow looses. That is a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Nice. And it gives him a thwack for 8 points.
All right. Stunk. Ah!
Sorry. Wait, I made a mistake.
Yeah, you should have extra D6,
plus,
right? Mm-hmm. Sneak talk.
Plus, what is that? 7. That's 15.
10.
18 points.
18 total?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep, he is now bloodied. And I will say that he has to make a check to stay up on there. A 4, he misses, tumbles down into the water below. And I'll say he takes an additional 3 points of damage from that. He looks in bad shape as he's on the ground. This is trying to extricate himself from the water, having taken quite the plunge down there. Excellent round. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Daywin, I realize you can't really see the map, but I'll try to
I'll work on
Use through
it. Yeah, so I can at least see the tokens move around, and I have the thing up so I can actually see what it looks like.
I'm starting to think that it's a problem with the animated maps.
I don't know.
Because that's the only thing that disappears, because you see the tokens, right?
Yeah, it's like
So-
shows for a brief second, then it's like big old question mark. So, yay!
I feel that it might be your computer might be having problems for whatever reasons with the animated maps.
Yeah, which is
Because you
interesting.
didn't have that problem last week, and I didn't use animated maps last week, but you did in the last combat. Before that, I was using an animated map.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still in day form. So let's see here. Since I was totally looking at this beforehand. Let's see. Irving is looking a little surrounded. So I'd like to move up a little bit. And a bit there. See if I can get a little bit of advantage on this guy here.
No
And
problem.
give a good shot at disadvantage.
Okay.
So it's nice. 11 and 19, so 11 to hit.
That unfortunately misses.
I am unsurprised.
They do have shields on top of other stuff, so.
Yeah. It's probably the most she can at least do for now. Well, actually, deadly archery. As a bonus action, you can give yourself advantage on your next ranged weapon attack on the current turn. Okay, so I'm going to wait till my next turn and then activate that. Okay, so that's pretty much all I can do for now.
Okay. I'm going to try something here.
Because I'm just so cool.
So this is the same map, but non-animated.
Yeah, I'll refresh it. Nope, but I'll log out and back in, and we'll test it during the break, so it's okay.
Okay, well, no problem. Alrighty. Back up to the top, Senwolf.
Irving.
Irving.
Hey, what's
It's
up?
very weird for me because I come from
Um,
New Brunswick, where the Irving family owns everything, and they're like the big bad guys.
Did
How
I
about
not
the
tell you my
Sendel
backstory? Huh.
You're an
Interesting.
oil baron, are you?
If so, share
okay.
that money.
Very scary.
God, if only. Okay, so I'm gonna holding both weapons. I'm going to make 2 attacks. First at the guy that I already hit with my sword hand. And that is a 13 to hit.
Misses.
Okay, it's fine because I'm going to come right in with my dagger.
I sent
Try
you the
again.
image, the map in the chat. Erica.
Nice. 21 to hit for this one.
Thank you.
21 hits.
With
Beautiful.
my
beautiful,
dagger.
beautiful.
And that will be
Dagger him away.
6 total damage, slashing damage.
He's not bloodied, as you can understand.
Good.
Yeah, shiv him. Shiv him one. Anything
Yes.
else for Irving?
Oh, you know what?
What?
Yes. I am going to move, and because I'm a small folk, I don't provoke opportunity attacks from medium or larger creatures.
Awesome.
So rather than get my butt kicked, I'm gonna back up a little bit towards my friends,
That's a nice Benny.
right?
See,
Just a little guy.
I'm hip. Yeah,
Um,
adopting the lingo.
and that's it for me.
Excellent, Senwolf.
All right. I'm going to use, since I have a few of them, my inspirations, and I'm going to shoot at the one that is closer to me that Irving was facing.
Okay, excellent.
That is 18. For it gets me one way or another. One way or another, the dice are just like, here, stick this in your nose pocket. 2 points.
2
2 points. So I will fire my second shot then also with inspiration because I don't trust anything that has a die on it. That is 19.
19 points of damage.
19 to hit for for 7 points.
7 points.
Damage.
Oh, he's so close. He's like, He's got one knee on the ground. He's got a couple stab wounds, couple arrows in him. He's like,
and that's the best I can do for now.
He's like, looks like someone's back on the menu, boys. So this one is quite wounded.
That implies they've been to a restaurant.
I know, don't ask. It was just
I love it though.
Next up it is them. Being pretty sort of determined, he's gonna come out here. He's gonna come out here. He's coming out here. He's gonna see Drifa and he's gonna go for Drifa. This one's still trying to come around. This one's moving into pressure. And these are moving in on the elk. Coming in at you live, Irving. That's a 7, will be a miss. 15. You are muted.
15 misses.
4 will be a miss, and natural 20.
That is going to hit.
Yeah, there's 4 blows, right? So it's up here like, and then that 4th one was just a bridge too far, and it comes crashing down on you. You'll take
It's fine.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage.
Ain't no thing.
Drifa, you've got one on you. Actually, you were hiding, so let me do a perception check. Ooh, 19 sees you, unfortunately.
Oh, dang.
Comes at you, so that's an 18 to hit and a
Nice.
natural 1. The 18 hits.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 6 points of damage on you.
Now's my opportunity to try uncanny dodge.
Yes.
I can use
Oh,
my
shit.
reaction to have. You could have done this too. Yeah, you have the same. Yeah,
It's fine.
Okay. Because you can use your reaction with uncanny dodge to have the attack's damage against you. So
Okay.
that's, because I can. It's only 3 points.
You can use it, Beth, if you want. You can retroactively if you want. Okay. And this one back here is going to throw a spear because, well, you can do that. And let's see. I think it'll probably, unfortunately, be Irving. And that'll be a 19.
Yes, that will hit.
All right. Oops, that's not the same kind of damage. It'll be 8 points of damage as the spear catches you right in the shoulder bone. And that is Dan Drifa next.
That's my carrying arm. Son of a bitch.
Gonna pay for that. So,
Seriously.
in one fluid motion, I drop my bow and draw for Azil, the magical axe I found before. And with it, I grip the bottom end of the half of my other hand and bring it down to this guy right in front of me.
Drifa swings the axe. Those of you who are around Drifa hear in the distance the chant of warrior dwarves just sort of floating on the wind.
I will use an inspiration to even out the roll.
Go for it.
Oh, actually, I forgot something as well. So inspiration, even out the roll. We're going to see if I can spot the weak spot. It needs to make a stealth check versus my perception, which is still a disadvantage. 11 versus its stealth.
Fortunately, he seems to be well armored. He's got a shield.
Of course, he is.
Doesn't seem to be much of an opening.
That's fine. Now comes the attack with advantage.
Go for it.
With the thing. Oh my god, I almost got another one. 25 to hit, which
That hits.
feels pretty good to me. And Ugh. Okay, that's going to be 4 points of... Oh no, I rolled the wrong dice. I apologize.
No problem.
10 points of damage.
Nice.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 12 points of damage.
Do you want to change it again?
I
Or
might.
can you write it down this time.
I'm trying.
That was a D13 on damage die, wasn't it?
Well, you know what? I just realized I rolled the wrong die again. I have to roll a D14. That's it, though. I'm good. I make the attack, and and then I try to disappear into. No, I can't do that.
No,
just kidding.
they're looking at you.
That's the
They're
only
like
way.
breathing down your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to move? Do you wish to?
No, I try to keep this one's attention, so
Okay.
My boy Irving doesn't get beat up.
Excellent. Daywin, as your turn arrives, Daywin, you
Yes.
start to feel the now familiar prickling at the back of your neck that tells you that.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no. Okay. So before I turn into a fox, gonna use deadly archery to give myself an advantage on my ranged attack, which means I cannot move at all. Are there any of these three in particular looking pretty badly damaged?
Yeah. The one in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks pretty banged up. You
Okay.
gonna fox shit up?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so if I hit, that's 14 and 12 to hit. Those I don't get advantage on,
14 hits.
but I get disadvantage, so it's really a 12.
Oh, well, yeah, don't know, then that misses.
Dang it, so it's either a 13 or 14. Well, I'm useless.
And you can't move.
And I can't move.
Back up to the Irving. You're feeling pressed in.
Irving.
There's like 3 orcs now in your face. There's some more coming.
I'm so small.
Just a little guy.
And just a baby.
I mean,
okay, so I'm gonna-
imagine the other ranger down there who's got like, 6 of them to deal with.
Poor guy. I hope
He's not
he's
doing
a
better than
capable
us either,
fighter.
apparently.
I'm going to, with my 2 weapons, use the offhand to get advantage on the sword hand.
Okay.
So that is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, great. Do I get sneak it? Oh no, he's not engaged with anybody else really. Nah. Okay, so that will be 7 points of piercing damage.
On the one in the middle? The one you've been hitting?
Yes,
All
the
right.
one I've been hitting.
He dies screaming
Good.
as you bury your blade into his orc gut.
And I will step over his corpse and move
So cold.
towards the edge of the pond here.
No problem. Okie dokie. Sentinel.
All right. Seeing my friends are engaged in combat, I will help them out from a distance and fire first at the one directly in front of Drifa.
Okay.
17
That hits.
for 3 points.
Okay. He's bloodied.
And I will fire at him again.
Go for it.
16
That hits.
for 5 points.
Okay. He's not doing too good. He's not very happy. He's like, "Argh. Argh."
Die, orc!
No, you die.
But I'm done for now.
Okay. They go. The one in front of
Vigo?
Drifa misses. misses. This one is going to move in on Drifa. This one's going to come at you live. Drifa, another one. That's a 6. That's a miss. Freak. That's another miss. On Irving, that'll be a miss, man. You guys another miss. Changing my
Or slick.
Yeah, a little too slick for my taste. This one will move in. By now, certainly one of them's dead. Drifa.
Yeah, we're in it now with this this axe game back and forth. So we're going to the same one that I targeted last time. We're gonna try and spot that weak spot really fast with a bonus action. And that's disadvantage. Ooh, that's much better. That's 25.
Ooh, very good.
Stealth.
That hits.
Very cool. We're gonna burn another one of my dark for dark business ability. So that's 2 out of 3 used now.
Okay.
To even out the roll on the attack. Does a 15 hits?
It does.
Perfect. Let's do these. That's 20 points of damage.
Ooh. The axe
my
does its
sneak attack
work in the
damage.
dark, and you falls back, blood spurting up into the air. You just kind of sidestep it.
And I don't have time to clean that out of my clothing. And then I turn my attention to that third one there next to me who just approached.
Okay.
And that is the end of my turn.
And you're feeling that prickling out the back of your neck. You know it's coming. And see little bits of gray fur starting to appear on your arms and your hands.
I've been looking through everything, and there's not much I can do. So if I'm about to, I'm just gonna try again and see if it happens. So we're gonna go for the one nearest me.
Okay.
Okay, that one was 14. I rolled a 14 and a 12 again. Bye.
Rough business. It's rough business.
This is a whole disadvantage thing.
Yeah, it's rough. Imagine being exhausted. And as you take your last shot and miss, the sun disappears beyond the horizon, and you feel for a second your sense of perception as Daywind just sort of like goes hazy, and when it sort of comes back into focus, you are looking at the world from a much shorter vantage point.
Yep.
So for purposes of something like this, you keep the same stats that you have. All right, you're biting maybe, but you still do the same damage as your main weapon, and we're not gonna mess around too much with it. But you can still act and do stuff. Okay. You just have less hit points.
I have claws.
Maybe we have other things. We'll see what happens. Back up to the
done.
Senwolf.
Irving.
You shoot Irving?
No, Irving's ahead of me.
Hey.
Oh,
I
hey.
was like,
It's okay.
whoa.
See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to
typically-
give Irving 16 here. That way I'll stop making that mistake.
It's fine. We work in tandem, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, I am going to split the diff and make 2 attacks.
Okay.
With my sword hand. That is a 25 to hit. And then, so that'll be balls. 6 points of piercing damage, and then I come slashing in with Uncle Brogan's dagger.
Good old Uncle Brogan.
Uncle Brogan, what a guy.
What a
That
guy.
is a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and so that'll be Another 4 points. This is slashing damage.
Screams in your face.
Good.
I like how spunky Irving is. That's great. Are you gonna move?
Taste for blood.
No.
Sure. I'm gonna move
Because you're whittle?
because I'm just a whittle guy. I'm gonna move over here.
Okay.
Come and get me.
Oh, he will. Oh, he will. Sunwolf.
Oh, whoops.
All right. I will first fire at this one.
Already?
Calling upon my ancestors to give me strength and brave. It started on a 3 and it ended on a 3.
The ancestors are not having it today.
They're not even listening. I'm like, well, forget it. Then I'll listen to myself.
That's what they've been trying to tell you the whole time.
Oh my God. 13.
Yeah, you can roll your own dice, right?
They didn't do any better. That's why I moved to these digital dice. They were worse.
Well, there you go.
Can I use an inspiration before you declare the outcome?
Inspiration.
I usually require that people declare before
Okay.
they roll it.
All right, let's stick to the precedent.
Yep.
Then I am just wasting arrows.
Okay.
So was I. Because I have 2 advantages I could have been using.
Well, use them to bite.
You still
also.
have a
Yep, I'll be biting.
I'll
You
be
see
biting.
the fight's turning pretty bad here as the ranger hits the ground on one knee and seems to be wounded as they kind of are taking real advantage of him. And then they all get to go. So this one's all like trying to get down there. I'll give him a little athletics roll. Oh, he's good. And he'll come at you. Drifa. There'll be a 16 to hit.
That does.
Hey,
And
good news.
a 14 to
Go
hit.
My AC is 14. I don't remember.
It hits
that.
them, yeah.
Okay.
If it meets, it beats. So it'll be a total of 13 points of damage from the 2 attacks.
I do have my reaction to have it. So do I have like one of those or?
Yeah. So just half. The biggest one was a 5, so that would have been an 8. So it would take 4 points off.
Okay.
And then the other one's there, and I want to see if he notices the weirdness that is the transformation. No, he doesn't. So he's going to attack Drifa and that's going to miss. And get 19, so 20 something. That's probably going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't see me, does that mean I could use a sneak advantage?
Give me a second. So 10 points, Drifa.
Oof. Should have saved it for that one. Good God.
Crunch. It depends. Do you have any skill that allows you to do a sneak attack?
I don't think so, no.
Well, but
I mean,
It's
I
not
do have a
surprise.
proficiency in stealth and a modifier, but
Was that
nothing
advantage,
specifically
or?
for sneak attack.
No, and there's no flanking in the game. So flanking is what would
Yeah.
sort of give it to you, but you have to
Okay.
have a specific skill to get that advantage in this game. So-
Damn bit.
But you can
Okay.
make an attack. I've never really fought in fox form. You don't really have claws that are like made for fighting, but you could
Right.
probably like,
And I'm gonna use one of my advantages to
okay.
negate what's happening here. I used was a 10.
You like jump at this thing and snap at nothing as he just kind of takes a step forward to hammer Drifa. Drifa looks pretty wounded now. Would you say you're bloodied, Drifa?
I am bloodied, yes.
Mm.
And
just barely.
Daywin just gives like a
A yip. A yippee-ki-yay.
all
right.
Yes.
Back up to the top. Irving.
That is me. I am he. So, yeah, same old, same old. I'm gonna make the 2 attacks.
Okay. Senwolf is next.
With my sword hand. Huh?
So Senwolf is next.
Oh, with my sword hand, that is another 15 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
And that will do 8 points of piercing damage. And I come straight in with Uncle Brogan's dagger, and that is a 14.
On the nose.
Oh, God, okay. And then it's a slashing damage. Oof, so that'll be 6 points of slashing damage.
He looks in pretty bad shape.
Good.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna move. Just keep dipping around the pond. And yeah, that'll be it.
Awesome. I did forget something earlier, and it just reminded me that both Senwolf and Irving took a point of shadow when you woke up from having had the dreams that you shared with.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Do I get one then, since I essentially had the dream and gave it?
No.
I ain't complaining.
Because you get that scar now.
Yes, that's
The scar is
true.
growing.
It's getting bigger.
Senwolf.
Seeing Irving run along the pond edge there and being chased, I'm going to move here to this log. Change my position, which may be the problem. Use inspiration because the dice can suck it, and shoot at the one that I've been shooting at next to Drifa.
Okay.
17.
That'll hit.
For 4.
All right. So hold on. That's the one.
It was wounded, I think.
Yeah, and it is in fact dead as it crumbles to the ground.
And then for my second attack, I'm going to change my aim to this one down here. That is chasing Irving.
Okay.
And fire again with my last chat inspiration.
Let's go.
That is a 16.
That hits.
For 6.
Nice.
Right on the money. As he's like, see, it was your positioning.
It was. I thought it might be because the protection was getting in my own way. That's it for me.
Excellent. They get to go. Now they're aware that there's sort of movement and whatnot happening, and they've kind of got this guy really kind of cornered. So one of them's going to come up to you. This one, having been yipped at by the fox, will turn around and, what the hell? And get armor class 15 and armor class 17 on Daywin, or Nightwind rather.
17, you said?
Yeah.
Yep. That hits.
Did both hit?
The first one was a 14, so no, my AC is 15.
Okay.
So it's the one.
Yeah. So you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And Irving, it's going to be a miss. And natural 1. Wow. Like everyone's rolling like poop tonight. All right.
I'm going to start cheating. But in good news, it's canon that Strider lives, so...
Yeah, well, so he slays another one and then turns around and faces off against the other. But he looks quite wounded and very much in difficulty and trouble. And that'll be Drifa's turn.
You orcs fight almost as bad as you smell. Let's go ahead and take this one down right here.
Ooh, vicious mockery!
Vicious.
I'm gonna drop an inspiration on
Go for it.
this to even it out. Really quick, got a spot, the weak spot with a bonus action. That's a 12.
Okay. And yep, you find it.
Nice, cool.
Yeah. Right under the shield arm.
Perfect. So then
Nice.
up comes the blade with a 20 dirty to hit.
Okay. Excellent.
And then we get the damage, we get the bonus. Oh, it's another 20.
Wow.
Slashing damage as I bring up the axe.
And you finish him off. Yar.
Nice.
Get him.
And finally, we'll go to Nightwind.
So since I really only have bite at this point, I'm gonna use my last advantage to try. And well, actually, first I need to move. Let's see.
Gonna send Wolf and
Is
leap
it-
into the pond.
Basically, I don't know if I'm afraid of water yet, so we'll find out.
Okay.
What's the longest distance that I can go?
You can go pretty much wherever you want inside the first half of the map. If you want to sacrifice your action to just move, you can go all the way to the other side.
I will not be doing that. So let's have some fun. We'll pop right over here, just under half. And I'm gonna roll to see if I am afraid of water, and we'll use the blue die.
Okay.
That's an 8. I'm afraid of water, so I'm gonna hop back over here, all soaking wet and just gnashing of teeth, trying to like shake all the water off. And that's my
Nightwind.
turn.
Nightwind, not my eye.
All right. So, just in the interest of time here, I will say that now that you have kind of managed to take control of the fight, with the archers up on top and Irving down here, making sure we're good these guys, you will eventually defeat the rest of these orcs without too much difficulty. I will say, however, that when you do manage to finally dispatch the last of these orcs in this little water well, you do find the ranger that was fighting them off sort of a kneel in the ground and sort of holding onto his sword, and is very much exhausted, and he's got a bunch of little cuts, and he seems to have taken quite a beating. And you will also, unfortunately, whilst all this was going on, these two that had come up here managed to give the coup de grace to the white elk, as he did not receive help in time. And unfortunately,
I'd like to go back to a previous save, please.
Well, unfortunately, you watch as his blood just spills out into this moonlit pool, and just like the water of the pool itself, it reflects a little bit of that moonlight that glints off it, but it spreads slowly and kind of darkens that area of the pool as a lot of you move in and help the ranger stand up. And we will come back in a few minutes after we take our break to see exactly who the stranger is. Well, we all know it's Strider. Who are we kidding? What he's doing here and what the situation is. So don't go away. We will be right back. We're a little bit late with our break. So we'll take a little 5-minute break here. We'll be right back after this to see exactly what comes out of this. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Ciao. All right.
I have a whole bag of dead right here on my desk.
That too early?
I play a game with dead.
I want to say thank you to TCAT for the advantage, which I will use to torture my players at an appropriate time. And I want to say hi to Miko also, the OK's GM.
Hey, Miko.
Into the chat. So thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us. Gil Spear is in the house also. Dave, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm catching up on the Plus 10 Broadsword. Thank you, man, for being here. Just catching up on the chat now, as I was focused before on just the slowest fight ever, as everyone was just missing. It was like the Keystone Cops. But here we are. You descend into the crater that is that's water inside of it at the bottom, about a foot of water in it. You do, as I was saying, see the ranger who's trying to catch his breath again, surrounded by the corpses of several orcs. And unfortunately, the white stag appears to have died during the fighting, and the blood seeping out into the water of the pool. What would you like to do?
I would like to. Irving, where are you? Oh, there you are. I'm gonna try really hard to make eye contact with Irving because I'm the only one, or you're the only one I can speak to. So I'm just like jumping up and down, like, look at me, look at me.
He'll see you pretty quickly, and he'll come over.
Right. It's not. Like water. Can you carry me?
You hear this, Sunwolf, in your head.
Shake my head for a minute and look around. Do I recognize the voice?
It's got echoes that are familiar. It's not a voice that you specifically recognize, but it sounds, there's a familiarity to it.
And does it come from an obvious direction?
Well, as you're saying, as you hear that, can you please scare me? You see Irving moving towards Nightwind and sort of reaching up and trying to take Nightwind in his arms, in his tiny little arms.
So we're putting two and two
That
together.
Little scared puppy, just like
big fox.
All right.
Thank you. I'm all wet.
I'm going to keep that in mind, but I'm going to approach the stranger.
Okay.
With vigor.
He's breathing hard, just sort of checking himself for any major wounds that, he might not be feeling just yet.
Can I help you stand, friend?
Much appreciated.
Let me help you move to the shore, then. Get out of this water.
The stag, we must see to him, and he sort of moves towards where the stag is.
I'll help him in that direction.
He gets over and he falls to his knees in the water. Puts his hand on the stag. He whispers something in Elvish. Do you speak Elvish, Sunwolf?
Do not think I do, but let me double check.
I mean, I do. The one time I could be useful.
I thought I had languages on here, but I don't appear to.
Okay. I don't think so. You probably speak Western, and so he whispers a few.
I don't.
Okay, he whispers Western a few lines in Elvish, and he seems really kind of distraught by this. And he's like, "I'm sorry, my friend. I failed you."
You say that? Does he say that in West?
That last part he says in Western.
It seems we all failed, but to survive on our own, for our own part. There are too many targets to protect. It was not something that we could help. I am Zenwolf of the Rangers of the North.
The fault is not yours, Zenwolf. It is mine. He gets up. I'm Strider.
Strider. Well, Now, question: is Strider also a ranger of the north?
Yes.
Okay. Your name is well known among the people. It is an honor to meet you, and I'm sorry it's not under better circumstances.
I owe you a debt of gratitude. Your friends and you arriving as you did was very fortuitous.
The shadows impressed upon me, and I heard them call in the wind.
It is very strange to find such creatures moving in these pots. He goes over and he starts inspecting the bodies. I do not recognize their insignias. It's as if they are attempting to dissimulate which dark part of the world they come from. How do you come to be here? I did not think there were any other rangers aside from Aaron and Banyan in the area.
Aaron and Banyan were our hosts the night last, and we are headed for Escardale. But I will also say that in having recently been south of here, that the rumors are that the orcs are moving at the borders. I wish to say that I am surprised to find them here, but I'm not. In any case, we do seek Escardale, and a man named Dunforth, for one of my companions, has an ailment, and we seek counsel on how to deal with it.
Ulfrith?
Yes. You know him?
I do, and I'm afraid your quest is for naught. And he turns and looks at the stag. Unfortunately, Ulfrith is dead.
What?
We've traveled far, seeking Ulfrith's counsel, and now I don't know what. I have to think for a moment what we can do. Let me introduce you to my companions.
Please.
Our dwarf friend here. Her name is Drifa. Our Nightwind, Irving. Join us, please. Meet our companion here. His name is Strider.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
You do make a wondrous sight. Pleasure's mine. I owe you my thanks for your intervention. Saved my life. Thank you very much. As he's making introductions, Irving, something clicks when he says, "This is Strider." And you remember one of the letters you found in the pack the other day was addressed to Strider. It was addressed care of the Prancing Pony in Bree, but it was a letter that was clearly addressed to Strider.
Oh, I have something for you.
And Nightwind, you fall into water as Irving reaches.
Baby's hiked up on my shoulder. I can multitask.
Just saying, you were holding him like this, and then you're like, no, "I'm gonna go in my bag."
Tinwolf reaches forward. Let me take the fox.
Thank you. And then he'll go in his bag.
Strider reaches over, beautiful animal, and he pets.
That's nice.
Nightwind. I do not recall ever seeing a fox of this color.
Her back leg is twitching because you found just the right spot behind her ear.
There is more to tell about this story when we have a moment.
It seems so. If you don't mind. Irving, were you trying to say something, Irving?
Oh, yes. I found this. I assume it's fairly late, but this was on a messenger who didn't quite make it.
Oh. Well, it's not every day that one receives a letter from Gandalf the Grey. I'm sure it's just pleasantries. I'll puts it in his bag.
Not the Wandering Wizard?
The very same. But I can attend to that later. Would you give me a hand, perhaps, before we find a place to get some rest? I would like to give Ulfrith a proper place to rest. If you would be so kind as to help me.
And Wolf's eyes dart back and forth between Drefa and Irving.
I mean, I'm always happy to lend a hand myself.
The three of us should manage.
I have paws.
You hear that, Senwolf?
Right. I take Nightwind and face, and being as big as I am, I imagine that she's some more like, like this big.
Yeah.
And I look you in the face, and then telepathically I say, I can hear you now. I understand
What number am I
Irving...
thinking of? 3.
Do you say Bree? Three?
3. Like the number.
Yeah. I hear you. You can hear me.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, but I kind of like it.
I do too.
Sit on my shoulders. We have some things to take care of now, but I'm not thinking anything about Ulfrith right now.
As you approach the white stag and see what was clearly a magnificent and wondrous beast lying there, killed by the dark blades of the orcs, I would ask all of you to make a charisma saving throw against Shadow, please.
Oh,
Some of you are at disadvantage.
6.
Oh my god. Natural 20.
You said charisma?
Yeah. You get advantage, I think, Irving.
I do get advantage, but not anymore.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. So everyone that rolled 14 or above, you take 1 point. Everybody else takes 2 points of shadow. You do have still the advantage from your patron that you can use. You have
I think
I don't
at
know
least
if
4 points.
you got points back since you last used some, but we'll say that you have the full stock for now.
May
Actually, I think we
take
would because we
one?
rested.
I'm at
Take what you
3.
need.
I'll just go down to 2 just in case something happens.
I will also take 1 point to stay at 2 as well.
Okay. As you gaze upon the body and you start moving the body of the elk, you get this intense feeling of everything that is natural and beautiful and magical in the world just slowly being tainted over by this ever-growing shadow that is coming out of the east, and you all sort of see ahead to a time where all the things that are natural, the world itself, might just be swallowed by this ever-lengthening shadow that not only seems to be growing, but seems to be unending and always returning. No matter how many times in history people have defeated it and pushed it back, it always, like dark waves, feels like it's always coming and crashing back down, sort of on the beach. And it's very dark work as you pull the body of Ulfrith out, and eventually find a nice little place, quiet place in the clearing, and dig out a grave for him and place him in. And by the time you are done with this, finding the place, dragging the body out, digging a grave, putting the earth back on it, Strider says words over the body. He seems quite distraught by this particular loss, but he sort of stashes it away at some point and leads you out of there, and you find a quiet little place to camp at some point. By that point, it's almost dawn again. You can see the sky reddening over on the east. as you sit around the fire and are finally getting a chance to eat a little bit of food, and you've famished as you haven't eaten in basically, almost 48 hours at this point, and you get some food in you, and you bust out the pipes, and you sit around, and eventually Strider will say, "So, I am sorry to have had to I was going to say bust your balloon, but he just wouldn't say that. So I was like, I'm sorry to have cast a pall upon your quest, but perhaps you would share with me your goals, that I may see if I can return the favor for you saving my life."
I'll point over to Nightwind. The Vox here is a friend, an elf. By day, we call her Daywin. But when we were in north of Fornost, in the forest, we encountered some elf eater who bit into our friend, companion, and we were also trying to recover an artifact, which we have now, the Twilight's Keep. I don't know if you have heard of it.
I have not.
It seems to be containing a fragment of Daywin's soul, and we were hoping that Ulfrith would help us to break
Daywin
this
looks
curse.
like kind of sad.
He looks over Daywin. He reaches and sort of goes to scritch you again, but then kind of stops. He goes, so he addresses you, an elf by day and a fox by night. I don't think I've ever heard of such thing.
Yes.
And Daywin
Doesn't
will kind of
react
like
when you say-
shake her tail, wag her tail a little bit, and kind of like a,
I've heard of Beyond Men, of course, and Ulfrith himself was one who had the ability to be both human and, as you saw him. But your tale is definitely very unique, even to me.
Now, did we all hear the story about the elves that could change form? Or is that only known to some?
Yeah, I know. As far as I know, you were all there, yeah, when Arianthi told the story.
I had
It's
not.
true. My tail is really beautiful.
She says her tale is beautiful. She hears what you say, but only communicates in the mind.
And you can hear her, all of you?
Senwolf, are you hearing her now too?
I am.
I can't.
Since dusk, or
Well,
just
that's
after
just
nightfall,
unfair.
I could hear. I don't explain it. I don't have an explanation, but
Well,
Aoife,
that's-
try the bracelet again. Maybe something's changed.
definitely it has changed.
When you take it, nothing happens.
No,
So Strider, this
Hello. You're pretty.
I can't hear anything still.
she says you're pretty, Drifa.
No. Oh no.
Oh.
and Daywin just like hops off your back. And do you have like a hooded cloak on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide in the hood of your cloak.
Seems our fox friend is a little shy
Or cold.
or cold.
What I was going to say though is we recently heard that there are some elves who have this ability, but it was new for our friend. It came along with this problem that we have with the artifact.
A friend of mine, Elrond, has spoken once or twice of ancient lineages of elves who came here early before even Elrond's people did, and I know he has mentioned that some of them were different than other elves. I assume perhaps this is what he meant.
Sounds right.
I'm sorry, may I see this? Did this belong to Daywin, is it? Nightwind?
Who has that? Irving, are you carrying that, or Drifa?
No, Aaron has it. Sorry, Drifa has it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hand it over.
Mithril.
Aye.
Seems to be the work of the dwarves. And This is hers, and this is what caused this?
Well,
Maybe.
we had the Twilight Keep, and the thing you're holding there was destroyed after she was attacked by what was her name? The elf eater, the ghost of
Wenloth
the Wenloth elf eater. Yes. When she returned the it's like a bangle kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was destroyed. It was marred in the way that you see now. And Irving here actually was able to hear our companion's voice when he picked it up.
So, Irving, while this is going on, something occurred when you were digging through your bag looking for the letter for Strider. You noticed there was a letter in the stack of letters that you picked up. That is addressed to you.
Does the handwriting look familiar at all?
No.
What?
While they're having this conversation, I'm just going to casually just open it up a little bit.
You open it up. When you do, you cut yourself on the edge of it, and the tiniest drop of blood falls, and you notice the paper is blank, but as the drop of blood falls on it, you can see letters start to form. I am going to send you in the chat here what you see.
I thought you were gonna send Irving away.
Yeah, go away, Irving.
He just disappears.
No. Not that kind of magic. I sent you in the back chat what you read on the letter as the letters sort of appear after the paper sort of drinks up and soaks up the little bit of blood that. So, as you're talking, you look up and you see Irving seems to be going through stuff in his bag, and Strider hands back the bangle to you and says, "That looks to be the work of dwarves. If I were to make any suggestion, it would be to perhaps seek a dwarf metalsmith that may be able to tell you more about it. The closest ones in the area are a couple of days' march to the west, a village called Barleystone."
Would I be familiar with Barleystone or heard of them?
You definitely have heard of Barleystone. So near the Blue Mountains, there are some villages of dwarves that were built around open-air mines or various other mines back in the day. And this one was once called, let me tell you exactly what it was called. This village was once called Stonemouth. And a long time ago, the dwarves discovered there was something unhealthy in the mine, so they shut it down and they barred it up. And as they were kind of trying to evaluate what their future was, whether the town should disband or sort of what should happen, they got smaller a little bit. Some people left, but eventually the inhabitants started realizing that they had access to a very good supply of fresh, clean mountain water from an underground stream that they had, and that the area where they were was also very good for growing barley. And someone had the brilliant idea to start distilling whiskey. And so in time, they changed the name to Barleystone, and they are now the makers and purveyors of Barleystone single malt, which is one of the most sought after drinks, especially amongst dwarves, but throughout Eriador also, and as far as Lake Town. And they're now a distillery town that is, like I said, about a couple days march from here towards the Blue Mountains. Give me an old lore roll, Drifa.
Old lore.
Since day one travels a lot, could I roll one as well, but at disadvantage because I'm not totally in tune with my fox self yet?
Have you gone far out west?
I would think she's tried to go everywhere possible.
Sure, go for it. But yeah, definitely at disadvantage since in your fox form you're not quite as...
I got a 12.
Okay.
Well, I got an 11 plus 16, which is a 17.
Well,
that's a
pretty
disadvantage.
high. So both of you would know that about 20 years or so ago, there was a thing that occurred at the village where another village nearby called Pebblestone had a cave-in, and they had sent for help, and most of the able-bodied folks of Barleystone had left to go help. And while they were gone, leaving behind only the old and the children and the infirm and whatnot, there was a group of brigands who showed up, intent on raiding the town, thinking it was kind of easy pickings at that point. It turned out that a couple of the older folk that were in the village were former soldiers, and they managed to give along with the rest of the town, they managed to organize the town and give those brigands a little bit of a what for, and eventually turned them around. What you've heard, however, and this part I will say only Drifa will have heard, because the dwarves would have been really careful about not speaking of this. So Erica, your character would know the other part, that this sort of happened, and they kicked those brigands' ass, and you, Drifa, would know beyond that in order to defeat them, they had to open up the mine, because someone that was allied with these brigands had gone into the mine while this was going on, and a group of dwarves had to go into the mine after them. And they never really kind of elaborated on one went out, but they didn't find the person that went in. And when they were there, they discovered that something had been let loose in the mine. They managed to sort of chain it back where it was supposed to be and get out of there, and they resealed the mine. Okay. You can check out this story on our YouTube VOD as Old Dogs Lie, the one-shot Lord of the Rings that we did last week.
Check that out.
So you know that.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I just say that.
So he says that, Barleystone, if you know it.
Yes. I'm familiar with Barleystone, of course, outside of the fact that it is one of my favorite places to go and get a good drink. They had some trouble a while ago as well, decade or so, a couple maybe.
Yes, I heard some brigands who attempted to waylay the village or some such.
Some such like that, yes.
Well, that would be my suggestion. There is a master smith there by the name of... I will find it.
While you're looking,
there is a smith there named Grum. Grum.
Would I have heard of Grum?
Yeah, Grum is a jeweler He's not a smith, as Strider mislabeled him. He is a jeweler. He's a well-known jeweler that lives in the area. You would also know that there is a very erudite scholar who lives in town named Ludgrim. Could be someone with, that you could hit up for some information. He's known as a well-educated scholar.
Okay, cool. And actually I say, oh, Grum. Yes, Grum. Grum would certainly have something to say. There is also, what was his name one more time? As I think
Ludgrim.
Ludgrim.
Ludgrim, yes.
He's something of one of the a book type, into the scrolls and what have you. So I think he might have some information as well.
Ludgrim
I
Runescribe.
thought of Barleystone.
Strider, what of Escardale? Now that Old Firth has fallen,
At the best of time, I would suggest people avoid Escardale, but now with Ulfrith gone, I'm afraid it will be an even more inhospitable place. I would avoid it, but I'll travel there. They know me and will at least speak with me, and I will bring the news to them of Ulfrith's passing. I'll, of course, leave the particulars of the situation out of it, but they deserve to know, and I will see what I can do to help while I'm out there before I continue on to Bree.
And Drifa, how far to Barleystone then?
Oof. How far is it to Barleystone?
Couple days walk.
Not too terribly far. A couple days walk.
Depending on the weather.
Yes. Blighted weather.
Irving, do you agree? And then in my mind, Nightwind.
And as you turn to look at Nightwind, the sun is cresting over on the eastern sky. Nightwind,
I'm still in your backpack.
Yeah, you feel that prickling on the back of your neck.
I'm gonna stay there.
You're gonna stay there. Suddenly, all you see is Sentinel go, and then Nightwind would do. That happens very suddenly. Is it always so sudden?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. That happened a lot quicker than expected. Now we're both soaking wet.
Pleasure to meet you. To see that your friend Senwolf was not pulling my leg.
Strider, I'm Daywin. Nice to meet you. I got most of what was going on. Sometimes I don't fully connect in my alternate forms yet. It's more like trying to remember a dream I just had. So yeah.
Well, it must certainly be disconcerting. Have you...
Just a little.
And this is new. You didn't have... This was not something you had to deal with before.
No. It only started after the fight.
Are you wounded? And he just sort of gestures at the scar on your face.
Oh. I don't know. I've never had more than a sunburn on my face, of which goes away very fairly. And I also have it in fox form too. And it's now twice the size that it used to be.
I've seen similar marks on men who have encountered shadow too much.
Well, let me tell you about some dreams I've been having. I've been bestowed with basically a shadow. It feels like the shadow is looming over. Which actually led us here. The dream echoed within Irving and Senwolf as well. It was what led us here. We saw your So the stag and you and Shadow.
That's very concerning. I would not want you to take my words as being an ultimate truth. I'm merely guessing with the benefit of some experience, but
So are we.
I would assume that this could be very dangerous for you at length. There's something happening to you. If you say it has grown in the time since you've gathered, that it is your body is attempting to deal with an influx of shadow, I would urge you to, well, I think you're in danger.
I fully agree.
I think we're definitely in danger. I found something, and he'll sort of hold up the letter.
You always have letters, though. Sorry, that was a joke.
This was addressed to me, though, and I don't recall having gotten this before.
He's showing you a blank piece of paper.
There's nothing there.
Can I see it?
Yes. Can I still see the writing on it?
Yeah. It is a blank piece of paper when you take it home.
Even though there's no blood spotted or anything. It's true. There's nothing on here.
I don't know of any ink that is only visually attached to a single individual.
This is even more concerning then. What I'm able to see, it's not a fully formed letter per se, but it says, surprised by the sudden storm, found a cave to shelter in. But as they warmed themselves by the fire and slowly drifted off to sleep, a dark shadow stirred deep within, something ancient and cruel. It slithered toward them, unobserved and hungry. I don't...
I would like everyone to make a charisma saving throw against Shadow.
Me too.
Make one for Strider also.
Disadvantage at 14.
That was just happened.
Because I got a freaking nat 20 and I'm really sad.
13 for
16.
Single.
6.
So Irving, you're all right. The other 3, you take 2 points of shadow.
Shit, guys.
So shadow, really quick, is related to your wisdom score,
yeah,
right? In terms of okay.
Yeah. There's still points left in your group pool.
Take them.
Oh, not like our modifier or anything, because my score is like 17.
Yeah. So you're good to you're good to round down. So you're good to 8.
Oh, 8.
I
Oh,
better.
I'm gonna write that down. Or out of 8.
Just for people watching, there's a mechanic in the game, and it's called Shadow Score. And as you encounter things that are related to Shadow, you often receive Shadow points. And sometimes you can resist some of them, sometimes you can't. But if your Shadow Score raises up to the level of half your wisdom round down, you become, what was the word?
Miserable?
Miserable,
Yeah.
which means you get disadvantage on most of your rolls. And if your Shadow Score ever attains your Wisdom score, then your character is overtaken by Shadow and becomes anguished and basically becomes something like Golem.
And I apologize if my voice randomly changes. I have stuff on my keypad, and even if I'm not selected on my voice mod, it's randomly changing my voice whenever I type a number. So, that might happen. You're not crazy. Hear it.
How many patron points do we have?
You had 6 total, so you've used 2 already. Earlier, I think 2
Just take
people
them.
used them.
I need 1 because I'm at 4 shadow.
Same.
And
I'll
my
take one
charisma's
as
10.
Oh,
No, it's your wisdom. Not your charisma. your
Wisdom. Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm fine.
Use them
I'm at
both.
half, so I'd like to take 1.
All right, I'll use 1 as well. So we're down to 2 for today.
Okay.
Irving,
3 of 8.
Beth, what's your shadow?
3.
Okay.
So I'm okay.
Hobbits get advantage on the roll to save against them. So
And I feel like we're gonna rest soon, so if you need it, take 1.
I will. I'll go ahead and do it then.
Yeah.
I was debating it in my head.
We might as well use them.
It's true.
yeah, I'm gonna assume
Use
that before you
them or
set
lose
off towards Barleystone, you're gonna take a full rest. So
Should, because we have not
Okay.
slept for a day.
Yeah. I'm exhausted.
It's terrible.
I don't know where this. I swear to you, there are words on this page when I look at it, but I don't know when or how it got into my bag, and I don't know who the
Don't
author
worry.
is.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it, Irving. The shadow.
Don't worry.
Wait, don't feel responsible. The shadow is moving, and what you read there basically is the same as what I've been dreaming now for a night or 2.
Could I
Not the craziest thing we've seen.
analyze the paper with like insight or old lore to see how old the paper might be?
yeah, sure. I would let
Roll
you.
for paper.
Yeah,
Roll for paper.
Roll your
This is-
paper.
You can also wait in the morning if you want, so you don't have the disadvantage. Unless
Yeah, that would be great.
Unless you've just rolled.
I rolled 1 of them. And I don't want to tell you what it was.
You can wait till the morning to roll, so you're not rolling.
Yeah, I'll wait till the morning. Irving, do you mind if I hold on to this paper? I would like to analyze it more closely after I've slept.
Of course.
See if there's anything I can see how old it is or anything.
Well,
Yeah.
Strider says, if you want to rest, I will keep watch over you. It's the least I can do for saving my life if you wish to get some rest before your trip begins.
That is incredibly generous, and I see no reason not to.
Shall I wake you before sundown so that you may speak with your companions before you change again?
That is very kind. I would very much gratitude.
I will do so.
Sorry, words still aren't flowing well.
I understand. So you'll bed down. You'll get some rest. You'll get the a full rest, so you can
Could I have everyone roll a d20 again?
you can regain your hit points and you regain your
See who kept me warm.
hit points.
That's
Stenwolf
an
and I both rolled a 20.
Oh! All right, roll off.
That's good. Oh, that's a 2 for me.
I got a 19.
Oh! Looks like out of apology, Nightwind will keep Saywolf or Senwolf warm that night.
And
Man.
what does Nightwind dream of that night?
It's a complete and total tone shift after everything that happened. Watching this stag die and then learning exactly who it was, especially with it being so connected to who she is at the moment, somebody who can transform and would have been able to connect. So in this dream, it's just kind of reliving the horror kind of over and over again, like you can't run away from it fast enough. And there's just a sense of longing and dread and just sadness.
So both Irving and Senwolf will also have this dream.
For Drifa.
And each take a point of shadow.
Ah, right.
Is it Drifa or Senwolf?
Sorry, Senwolf.
Well, no, I'm just clarifying with
Irving and Senwolf.
Nightwind.
Irving and
okay.
Senwolf.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, Drifa doesn't.
And what was the effect?
One shadow. When you wake up the next day, your scar is even worse. Now it has split. So now instead of being just a one line that goes down your face, there's another line now that comes down.
Mitt.
You wake up. Strider will wake you up a little bit before sundown. There's food ready. He's prepared a bit of a stew for you, and he's got some lembas bread that he's set aside to give you, so you can have a good meal.
It's better stew than he'll have in the future.
And he'll say, Master Hobbit, your letter was not so late after all. It seems that Gandalf wishes to meet with me, but I was on my way to meet with him in any case, so the letter arrived on time.
Perhaps
Remind
as
me,
he
that body was decomposed, right? Or was that a fresh body?
Oh, it was.
That I-
It was, I think.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Daywin, you go to take a look at that letter, and you don't have it on you anymore.
Oh, dang it. Well, either way, I wouldn't have got anything from it because the first thing I rolled was a 2. So,
But you have no clue where it went. You don't have it.
oh dear. Nothing's not going to be happy.
Just to myself, I am watching over Daywin, concerned about the accumulation of these shadowy artifacts that seem to be somehow ending up in her possession on a regular basis, and also the way the dreams are overlapping and things like that. Sinwolf in his own right is pretty hypersensitive to the shadow anyway, as well.
Smart.
So I'm looking for any and all changes, noticing the scar, processing the dreams.
It's the only thing that you really see that's different, like really that scar.
But I'm holding I'm going to keep vigil.
Got you. No problem. Anything else y'all want to do before you set off?
Does Daywin tell Irving that the paper's gone?
Just thinking about that. Daywin would. Nightwind, not so much. Daywin comes over, sits by you. Paper is gone. More like it disappeared. It was in my hand pocket one moment. I reached for it and it was gone. I retraced my steps. There's no way it could have gotten away from me. I think we're dealing with something pretty interesting, especially if it came in your possession like that and left like that.
He'll quickly rummage through his bag to see if it ended up back in his possession. Oh, you're muted.
It did.
It did.
What?
And is there anything else? Same note.
Well, how about you hold it while I take a closer look?
We already told
Thank
me you
you.
rolled a 2, so
Fuck. Okay.
Um,
It's
I guess
very hard
it
to
is
tell. It
intended
doesn't
for
look.
me.
It doesn't look. Old. It looks just like you could have come back from the store and just have come back from the store and just have bought it. Piece of.
It doesn't look old. It doesn't look new. It's very strange. Are you sure you didn't do anything to it, or maybe it only
I cut my finger on
you
it.
cut
but
your finger? Did you bleed on it?
Yes, just the tiniest bit.
This is going to be a very strange request. Would you bleed on it again?
Well, you still see, Irving. You still see what's written on it.
Oh, wait, I'm going to change my question then. Do you mind if I bleed on it? That sounds very strange, I know.
I mean, everything is strange right now.
You're not wrong.
Don't plead too much, but yes.
Sorry. And I'm not going to do the stupid trope of cutting the center of your hand because I have serious issues with that trope. She's just going to go kind of just like along the, basically. Yeah. Just like on...
Just wipe your face with it.
Yeah.
Just kind of just on the top of her finger, give it a little cut, go down and let it just drop once.
So a little drop of blood comes on the paper, and the paper kind of absorbs it, and there's a nice little blood stain on the corner of your paper now, Irving.
Well, it looks like it only responds to your blood. Which is
great.
Incredibly fascinating. Huh.
I suppose we have seen stranger things.
That is true.
Something to keep in mind, I suppose. He'll fold it up carefully and put it in like a different pocket of his messenger bag. Its very own special little pocket.
It's a very good idea. Keep checking on it occasionally, because I wonder if the text may change depending on the situation or something you need to know. Just in case it changes. Point. Yes. Well, I'm off then.
Sandwolf gathers among you.
Oh, never then.
From the looks of the sky, the storms are still persisting.
Yes.
Would be good if we're going to make any distance to move as soon as possible. Before, in case the storm comes in the night and we have to stop again.
We should also plan for Nightwind hating water. I remember that quite vividly. Jumping in that lake. Oh, yeah, that too. I'm so sorry about that. That was just such a sudden shift in forms that totally escaped me.
So as you... Sorry, good.
It would serve me to pay attention to the dawn and where you're standing at the time. To anticipate it as well.
Where is Drifa?
Probably like 15 feet over there. Or so.
Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Humming to myself, likely, getting all my things together, getting ready to go. I don't want to be caught in this weather.
Daywin will not interrupt that. When Drifa's in the zone, Drifa's in the zone.
It's true.
So you pack up your things, gather everything that you need. As you're kind of finishing up, Strider will come to you, Sandwolf, and we'll say, I would assume your friend Drifa knows the way, but in any case, stick to the path between these two hills. You will have to make some time across some of the escarpments. There is a bridge that I know still stands near a waterfall. It should still be fine. And after the bridge, if you stick to heading straight west, you should be out of the hills by tomorrow evening, and then it's another day's walk to Barleystone. I want to thank you again. I'm sorry we could not help your friend and save Ulfrith, but the shadows move, and when they move,
And it
we
continues.
can't expect to be spared. And I wish you luck.
It is an honor to have met you, Strider. And best of luck with what you do, then, where you're headed. Perhaps these Barley Stone dwarfs can help our friend and get me back to the Rangers, and hopefully yourself as well. There's much to do to the north.
Indeed. We all have a part to play. He'll reach out and take your arm.
Shake his hand, shake his arm.
Say, call me Aragorn.
Good name.
Thank you. Good luck to you all. I wish you safe travels. Wish you to stay in the light, away from the shadows. And perhaps we will all see each other again someday. Thank you, Master Hobbit, for the letter. I will ride very soon to meet Gandalf and will inform him of your heroic efforts to bring his missive to me. Seems he wants to discuss hobbits, so I'm sure subject will come up. Good luck, all of you. And they'll turn around and just start running, like full on, just running.
Oh, God.
You will start walking. As opposed to what Senwolf perhaps expected, the afternoon's not bad. The storm kind of abates, the wind dies down, the snow drops, and it's a nice sunny, and it gets a little warmer, and you're quite comfortable as you walk. Eventually, you'll stop again, have another meal. You're still kind of famished, having skipped like a whole day of eating, but you're starting to feel a little better. Eventually, if you wish to turn over to the map, you will eventually start climbing, and will be following along the escarpments that Aragorn was speaking of, or Strider was speaking of. Suddenly, out of nowhere, this gale picks up, and suddenly snow starts to whip at you. The temperature drops precipitously, and literally within 5 minutes, it becomes almost impossible to walk. You're on the ledge. You can't see 5 feet in front of you. A couple of times, a couple of you risk sort of slipping and falling off the edge of this. The wind is whipping at you, and it's bouncing you off the side of the escarpment trail. And the snow is just stinging your face. The cold is burning at you. You eventually spot ahead the bridge that he spoke of, and you can see that there are 2 braziers that are managing somehow to still burn in this snowstorm. But as you approach the bridge, the wind picks up again. It's howling something fierce. You can see that snow is starting to sort of roll down along the sides of the escarpment. Can everyone do an explore roll, please?
Yes.
By the way, your exhaustion is gone, so you're all...
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be useful now. Oh, thank goodness. 18.
21.
23.
14.
No.
So Drufa's beard is just like in her face, just everywhere. She's kind of trying to keep it down, and it's a huge mess, and the wind is just kind of whipping it all over the place. So Drufa doesn't notice, but the 3 of you notice that
I'm traveling in the snow. The last time. Do not ask me to go anywhere where there's snow.
never happening again. The other group of you, as you arrive here at the top of the thing, you notice there's a frozen waterfall here, and at the base of it there is an entrance to a cave that looks like it would probably provide a good bit of shelter, and you are kind of getting close to the night again. has been falling down, and you know that Daywin's going to shift again very soon.
I'll check it out, make sure it's safe.
You go down. When you enter the site, you don't see tracks of any sort. There is a bit of a river that runs here that's not frozen, so there's like a little bit of an entrance area, that there's a little bit of a river, and on the other side there's like a little sort of plateau of rocks that looks like people have camped here before. There's like leftover things, some debris and whatnot, and like an old fire that's sort of burnt out, but it clearly seems as if this place has been used as a bit of a shelter before.
It's good. Come down.
All right.
Complaining and
Stay.
trudging along.
It's more spacious than I thought at first. This is good. It looks like the place that others have stayed. Jaifa, you should be happy here.
Yes, it is. It's quite cozy. Smart others that stayed here, that's for certain.
I would like to take a closer look at this campsite and see if there's been any signs of like disturbances or...
No, you don't see anything.
Okay.
There's like just, like I said, some leftover debris and detritus and stuff like that, like where a fire used to be. There's maybe like an old blanket or something like that, but it doesn't seem like blood or bones or...
Okay. I'm paranoid after reading The Hobbit, and it turned out it was a goblin entrance, so I'm just like double checking.
No. You were surprised by the snowstorm and found your way
Perfect.
into the shelter of the cave.
Well,
Very cozy.
it's right to me.
Make a fire.
Everyone,
Yes.
would like everyone to make a perception check.
That's an 8.
16.
30-20.
26.
You
Your beard's
You're
out
just
of your
back in the game.
face.
yeah,
Finally.
you settle in, build yourself a little fire, lay out your mats. There's a little bit of the wind howling, but it's a real humdinger outside. Like already there's like where the entrance to the cave, there's like a couple of feet of snow already that have kind of piled up at the entrance there. But this place is very well sheltered. That water is clean and fresh to drink. And you set up, you find there's also some mushrooms or not that are growing here that some of you would recognize as being edible. So you managed to make a good meal out of it, and some of the lambus bread that Strider gave you. You lie down and get ready to go to bed. Who among you had rolled over 15 on perception? What's the order? What's the
I had the
Jaifa
highest.
killed it.
no, but
Yeah.
what's the do you all sleep? Do you have someone watching? What's the deal?
Oh,
Sinwolf keeps watch.
well, Daywin's a fox now. I'll need another roll for that too. Gonna do that every
6.
rest. Oh,
14.
14.
oh my gosh.
19. Now it's my turn.
Nine-
That was
19.
literally what happened last time. Just switch. This is some
That's
real
so funny. All right, there's a
father-daughter
2.
shit.
I swear to God, if you roll a 2,
6.
there it is.
It's Sunwolf's turn.
Mhm.
Daywin's gonna try and stay up, or Nightwind's gonna try and stay up as long as she can, but just ends up falling asleep at Sunwolf's feet.
Probably or in my lap.
Or in your lap. If you welcome me onto your lap, she will just curl up like a kitten and just fall asleep.
So you manage to you settle down after having a bit of a meal. You manage to fall asleep, still quite exhausted. It's been a very long trek sort of getting here and after the fight and all that, and Senwolf is up, and sort of just tending the fire, and it's very quiet in here. Senwolf, you up close by the fire, sort of keeping warm. And somewhere deep inside this cavern, in a quite darkened part of it, something moves. Something awakens. And slowly, as Senwolf sits there staring into the fire and watches over the sleeping forms of his 3 comrades, behind him, something slithers out of the darkness and approaches him, reaching for him. And that is where we will end for tonight.
I knew I was having those vibes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the classic, there's something in the cave.
It's not like you didn't have warning.
I know.
It was nice enough for the ghost to leave us a little heads up.
Yeah.
At least I stayed awake.
Yeah. They won't go everyone awake probably. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Everyone cool? Okay.
Is it next week now?
Yeah.
Are we gonna keep
I
going?
know, is it? That's tomorrow, right? Next week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you know, you're all gonna die to this horrible ancient god thing that's
I mean, probably.
Excuse.
We
Fine,
do have a
Angelica.
murder
No.
hobbit with us.
I'm
You
actually
had a
really
murder
surprised
habit.
you went in, but you went in.
It's
Okay,
cold
I
out
said
there. Have
the
you
weather
seen
was
that
going to be,
storm?
yeah. Dreefa doesn't want to be out in the snow, and I don't
No,
want to listen to
it's-
Dreefa complain.
So it's Dreefa's fault.
Always.
It was getting dark.
We're all gonna thank me when you wake up all nice and rested. This is what I said
You
right
know
before
what?
we fell asleep.
Even if we die, it's now canon that Aragorn and Gandalf have talked about us. So
Yeah,
that's true.
That's
It's true. So it doesn't
Pretty
matter
cool.
at this point.
It's head
We're good.
canon. It's head
Yeah.
canon, but yeah, it's canon nonetheless.
And
Yeah,
if
I
Driftwood
shook
dies
Aragorn's
together,
hand.
that's maintained. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is when you know, Gandalf first tells Aragorn that there's some trouble afoot, and that sets the events in motion for the.
Proud feet.
You did your little part. You played your little role in there,
Yeah, I had Aragorn's sweat and blood on my skin
right?
and clothes.
Lucky you.
Thank you so much, gang.
Yeah.
We have one more session. You are in a cave with something dark,
The
and
thing that
ancient.
should not
We'll
be.
see what happens.
It's
We'll see if we
Gollum.
get, the stone.
Giant golem.
I mean,
See if we get
could be
the
a shadow.
And
The
yeah, the
Gollum.
events that I described having happened in Barleystone occurred in the Old Dog's Lie one shot that we did last week with DM Dave and Wiley Obbit and Wakiva and Dutch. So it's on the VOD. You can go and watch it if you want. Thanks so much, gang. Let's go around and tell these fine people watching us who you are, what you got going on, where they can find you, what's happening, and we'll start with Erica.
Hi,
Of
I'm
the
Erica
stone.
Onduin, and I am Daywin Nightwin, depending on the time of earthly moon and sun. Words are coming to me. Anyways, I am the creator of the channel Roll D5 ROLE, where we play indie TTRPGs and we showcase that there is more to play than the classic 5e, which is funny that we're playing some sort of 5e. I still love it anyways. Anyways, you can find me pretty much anywhere as Erica_Onduin or Onduin. I am mostly on Threads these days because that's where I find I'm getting most engagement and fun with the TTRPG community. So you can find me on there. Currently on Roll D5, we are off this whole month, but within the past week, I've gotten September and October planned. So we have a lot of fun, spooky games coming your direction.
Nice. Thank you so much, Erica, for being here and for going the whole The whole 9 yards with the
I always
scarf.
commit and I always cosplay. You can't see, but I'm even wearing a corset.
Jeez.
That's how like committed I am
That's
to
commitment.
So
stuff.
sorry.
I can't breathe.
I don't want you passing out for this, so you can let the laces out a little bit if you want.
No, it's loose enough that I'm fine.
Thank you so much for being here and for suffering for your art. Next up,
Always.
the little guy who's got more letters than the alphabet, Beth.
Hey.
So cute.
I like playing a little guy. It's so fun.
Hi.
I'm Beth, and you can find me on the internet at Beth Masco. You can find me here next week, that's for sure, because we're about to be in a pickle. So, and then tomorrow evening, we've got our second game of Lanat Eterna, which is a grimdark, crazy 5th edition setting, and our characters are bonkers. So come check it out because it is a lot of fun. Everyone really went for it, and it's working. And then I'm also over on the Wanderer's Haven channel. I'm part of the production team there, and I am going to be in Miko's next Ystera arc. We're off next Wednesday, but we'll be coming back the following Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, that's about it for me.
Well, that's plenty, and you killed my pocket last night.
I didn't really. I didn't help though.
Not technically.
Thanks so much, Beth.
Look at that suspicious look.
What?
Yeah, you can't. Beth's always got like
I love that.
shenanigans going on. Beth's a shenaniganer.
Yes, that is a fact.
That's why we love Beth so much. Thank you, Beth. And yes, the other person wearing a corset right now, Dungeon Mr. Ty.
Oh, you could see that?
No, but your face is turning blue, so I figured.
It's a blue corset. Yes, thank you. I have been Senwolf, Ranger of the North, but I am also one half of Adventure Slang Productions, and we are behind the scenes putting together the new Varden TTRPG, which is distinctively not a 5e anything. It is a D4 something, and I am writing loads of lore. You want to know about the life and death rituals of the Asgal? You're going to find out. You want to know about I got it in there.
Wow.
Whatever it is for everybody
I'd
that
love to
you've
see
never
this.
heard of before. Yes, there are no human beings in this lore. They are other kinds of people with other traditions and stuff. Also, I think it's a little, the jury's a little bit out on who all's going to be at Big Bad Con, but we will be there in some form at the end of September, doing the new Varden thing. So meanwhile, adventuresling.com and whatever I forgot, perhaps.
Yeah,
people can fill in.
Perhaps the actual brains of the adventuresling.com's operation will be able to fill in some details. What's up, Aaron?
Hello, hi. It's me, Aaron Baumier. The other half. You see, it's a half thing.
The other half of Adventure Sling, the other half of Driftwind, the other.
Just that the important half that makes it a whole. It's me, Aaron Baumier. You can find me out there in the internet, Aaron Dippity Doo. You can check it out on adventuresling.com, all the things that we've been doing. Everything you've heard about New Varden just now is entirely true. It's cool, I think. You can check out VODs on it. You can look at a quick start of an early sort of concept of the rule system, and you can just watch for when more news comes out. Otherwise, I will be here next week, of course, to do this again. And then after that, I will be over at Fresh Out the Box, where jumping back into a character I have for a Fantasy Age campaign that they're running over there, which will be a lot of fun. Otherwise, yeah, go check out adventureslaying.com if you have nothing else to do and you're bored.
And speaking of Adventure Slaying and New Varden, we have on Guild Superior a number of streams that we've done with New Varden. You can find them all on our YouTube page, which is / Guild Superior. And just look in there, and there's a playlist for all our New Varden games. There's been two different games, like there's several sessions, I think. So it's in there. Check it out. It was a lot of fun, those games, and we certainly support you and wish you the very best with that. And I myself looking forward to diving into that. I am Bleakseason. Find me here. Find me on socials, whatnot. What do we got going on? We do have Saturday at 11 CT, 12 noon Eastern, part 2 of Fairward Falls with GM Shiv, the second part of his two-parter that's coming down. I think there's a dragon and a lot of fire involved right now where they're at, so that's always exciting. Next week, next Tuesday, we have DM Dave's Heroes of Greyhawk continuing, but a crazy game this past Tuesday, off the hook. It was just full-on madness. So we're all really pretty much looking forward to seeing how that's going to turn out. And after, I'll be here next Thursday again with the final 5th part of the Twilight Keep. The follow-up to that, the Headless Cross, will happen a week later, but I'll tell you all about that when we get there. I myself have my vampire game going on my channel on Fridays. We are dark this Friday, but we will be playing Friday next week again as we move the game from 1381 France to 1929 Chicago. So to see what happens with that. I have been Bleakseason. My producer has been Andy. These have been absolutely beautiful, wonderful, amazing players. We are going to raid our good friend, Darling Creepshow. So stick around, please. Give Creep some love when we pop in there. And we will see you all next week for the finale of the Twilight Keep. Thank you so much, T-Cat. Thanks. Catch you all around the corner. Keep rolling.